Online dating, where two strangers fall in love across the world. See the problem? Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg, as there's meetups, e-freaky, you know what I mean, and much worse. But let's start at the tip and go down. About 60% of couples meet online, and 17% use dating apps, which could be you. Yeah, you. Dating apps are like gambling, but with humans. If you match with the wrong girl though, it could low-key ruin your life. Like, she's crazy, she likes knives, and that girl's a freak. Basically walking in a minefield. Girls get 100 times more matches according to studies, so even matching is like winning the lottery. But let's say you match with a girl and you're attracted. You DM her saying, "How's it going?" and wait a day. Okay, first off, you probably didn't get a response even, as research shows only 21% of women respond after matching. If you did, congrats! But she replied, "It's going good." Now, what do you even respond? She didn't ask a question, it's dry as hell. This is very normal. Tests have shown that just making a female account basically guarantees 100 matches, which means women can be very picky. I mean, most people would be if they had 100 choices. Personally, I'd pick the best ones. How does this ruin your life? As the video goes on, the dark reality will show. But even on dating apps, studies have shown that men become insecure from the matches they get. Just this alone shows that it's skewed. And dating shouldn't be about the attention, but the connection. That's why dating app relationships are almost impossible. On to the second level, where it gets dark, the internet. Decades ago, relationships were created at school or the park, maybe work as well. But the internet opened a portal to something bigger, the entire world. You could meet someone in Australia from America, even Antarctica. Like, social media allows us to follow anyone we want. So why is this bad? Well, let's explain the difference. As the internet brings us more choices for partners, it also raises the standard. And instead of competing with your city, now it's everyone. Girls and guys are seeing 10 out of 10s on TikTok and more, which is unrealistic. An average person in public isn't crazy attractive, but attractive people go viral for a reason. More choices also decreases commitment. If I told you to pick any candy from a jar, why would you pick one? I think that's a valid take. 63% of millennials wrote in a study that committed couples don't need to be monogamous, which personally is scary how people can't commit to one person anymore. I understand from both perspectives though. Like, if someone doesn't meet your standards, it's fine to leave. But standards are much higher than before, which I think most of us agree on. So along with that, let's say you meet someone online. Maybe you meet them in a video game and you get along well. It starts as a friendship, but over time you start flirting, watching movies, and basically online dating. Now, the fact that you live across the world doesn't change. But for this example, let's say they are a 5-hour drive away. Well, this was actually me 6 months ago. I had online dated this person for 3 months, and we planned to meet in real life. Now, for some of you, that seems scary. Meeting a complete stranger online and flying across the country. But we had built a pretty strong connection to the point where it got serious. Planning to take a flight became real after talking behind a screen. So the person had booked a flight and was gonna fly to my state. W Riz! But they wanted an actual relationship and to meet every few months. In my mind, I just wanted to meet them and go from there. But they'd only meet if I commit to something long term. It ended. Looking back on the relationship, it was very cringe, but I learned what I didn't want. I'm sure many of you know about long distance struggles and how it breaks relationships. This study is a great visual showing how over time it just gets too hard. And this person's experience is normal for many people. I had a friend that lost his relationship from a 1-hour distance. His girlfriend went to a different college and they just broke up. So as someone that personally tested long distance, I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Some people aren't even willing to drive 20 minutes to meet on a dating app. However, as there's many negatives, I won't be biased. From my experience, there are some benefits to online dating. Sounds crazy, right? It just depends on what you're looking for. Okay, first, it can improve conversation skills if you don't talk to women. I know people that freeze up in real life seeing a girl because they only chill with dudes. That's why I started just chatting with people on Omegle. As time went on, I became more comfortable and created connections. These went nowhere though, as all the girls lived in Sweden. Hey, now I got a type. But that's a $1,000 flight. If you've learned something so far, please subscribe and like. I want you to reach your dream potential. As we discussed, it can help improve your skills, but it can actually make them worse too. If you get so deep in, then it'll be hard to talk with people in real life. I moved across the country at 18, 3 days after graduating, and didn't know anyone. I sat inside all day playing games, ordering DoorDash, and being lonely. When I moved back home, I had no in-person experience anymore and would just reply, yeah, or that's cool in a conversation. Especially my mannerisms. I'd just look at the floor around the room. Touching grass actually gets you girls, no way. I'd also get super nervous and mentally my brain would explode. So online dating can make you lonely as the girl is just behind a screen. She's a couple of pixels. Now, let's talk about the bottom of the iceberg. Probably the craziest stuff I've seen. And trust me, I've seen a lot. One time I spoke to someone that liked his name being drawn on girls. Yep, you heard that right. He collect photos? Bro, it's weird. He paid like $20 for girls to draw his name to feel like he's e-dating them. If you get too deep in, it could be you. I hope not though, please don't do that. Actually, I believe many porn addictions are started from online dating too. Don't believe me? Well, when you're lonely talking to your online girlfriend, you might feel unsatisfied. A girl online usually can't provide that IRL love like hanging out. I'm sure many of you would rather have a real one and not just a profile picture. Fixing your corn addiction is very hard as well, so it's better to touch grass instead. Just like my old habit of meeting people online for fun, it became a real problem. After adding every girl in Sweden, my type, I never met anyone in real life. For me, that's a big deal since I can't have e-babies. If you are actively trying to find crazy girls online, it's a lot of work to fly them out or drive 10 hours to meet. The iceberg goes deeper though. You thought that was bad? People also exchange sexual photos of themselves and share them. Back in high school, there was this girl that got leaked and it actually ruined her life. It was on Snapchat too, the worst app on the planet. People sell drugs, create 500-day streaks. It was low-key 2015 e-dating. Also, when I say this, I'm not joking. Some people collect sexual photos. They save them for later and get freaky. Like I said, these experiences bring trauma. And it's crazy that sleeping on call is a normal thing now. It happens. Like, instead of sleeping with people, no sus, it's anime pillows and a girl's voice. But even crazier than that is doing e-freaky. If you know, it's actually gross. Some would hop in a game and do NSFW stuff with the characters. That's all I'll say on that. If you're doing that, there is no hope. Especially if you have a VR headset on while getting freaky. The last thing is pet names. This is like calling your girl boo or baby. Even as a retired online dater, ain't no way people saying my little sunshine or my pookie wookie bear. Like in 2020 I get it, but hearing that in a call now is crazy. Low-key, online dating probably won't ruin your life if you aren't crazy. Falling in love with pixels behind the screen, never meeting them. In terms of Tinder and other dating apps, it's the quickest way to a hookup. I know your intentions. Just watch out for the crazy girls cause they bite. No, actually, some girls will bite you. If you enjoyed, please like and sub for more bangers.